Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Mystery Monday with Psychic Fixes. Hi, Kim. How are you doing? Maddie should be in here anytime. Hi, Marianne. How are you guys? Everybody survived Halloween, did they? Um, it was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I want to have Halloween again, and then I'll be really happy. Um, Hi, everyone. So Maddie should be in here anytime. I'm going to be looking today 3 month readings, November, December, and January, if you want, or a general question. I can also do a specific holiday or a month that you want to look at. I can do that for you. Hi, how are you guys? And let's see what else. We'll go over quickly. You need to be 18 or older to get a reading. No health or legal questions, and this includes pregnancy with the health. We are doing free readings, but we accept tips if you want to do that. That's scrolling, and in the description are pay links, but these are free. Okay, we randomly select people to do a reading for. All right, so we don't have a list. Hi, Carlos. How are you? Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we want to share everybody and get this out. Please also like this broadcast. Go to Matty Tarot on YouTube and subscribe, please. And also Psychic Fixes and Facebook if you're coming through Facebook. Thank you for doing that. Hi. I love how you guys always saying hi to each other and all that. Um, you gave out healthy snacks, Kim. That's neat. That's neat. Um, Halloween was fun. It was fun. We had a good time. We have had a very busy household for about 2 weeks now. So anyway, you'll post your requests in the comments, and please don't use a proper name. So if there's someone that you want us to connect to the energy, you can say person of interest, a love interest, a relative, an ex, something like that, and we'll connect to that. We don't want to put their name across the screen. Okay. Also, quickly, my son's book that I helped with, Adam's Universe, is out on Amazon, and I saw it in Goodreads. If you want to read this, you can go on Goodreads and put in Adam's Universe and just click the button saying, I want to read it. If you get it and you've read it, please post a review on Amazon. So, anyway, a fun read, aliens and comic strips in there and all kinds of stuff. So, I got my little ad there for my son. And so I'm going to start pretty soon in doing readings. So I will be checking your comments. So begin to post what you want. Now, when Maddie comes in, we're going to go back and forth, doing readings. Then go ahead and repost if we don't get to you, because it's really hard for us to back up and go read and look for what you guys want us to look at. So for me, I use Rider Waite Tarot deck. I always do. I can look at 3 month reading. You just have to say, I want a 3 month reading. I'm going to tell you about November, December, and January. If you want a specific month, I can do that too. Just 1 month. You just tell me. We're not going to look at years and anything like that. We don't have time. In general, you can say general. So, Marky, I don't know specifically what you're asking for, but you can ask Maddie when he comes in. Karen, well, hello, New Zealand. That's great. That's great. Let me see what else you guys have to say. So, let's look at, let me just look. Okay. All right. I'm just looking at some of the stuff that you are asking for. Everything looks okay. Okay. I'm just going down really fast. So there's only been a couple requests, so you might tag your family or friends in to come in and um, post a request if they want a free, really great reading. Okay. Oh, oh, okay, Marky, you're asking about a person of interest then, right? Okay. I'm just doing, okay. And hello from England, Marie. Thank you for coming in from England. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. I think I got everything. You guys kind of know how we work here and our rules and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab somebody right here. Phantom, did you want 2 months or what's coming your way soon? And you put like 2. What does that 2 mean? Like 2 months? Thank you, Kim, for sharing the show to Facebook. Okay. I'm waiting to see. Phantom, do you was it just 2 months? I mean, I could do 2 months. I think you are asking that. Once I click on your thing, I'm not gonna be able to see what you are asking about, or your new comment, I should say. So I'm gonna just connect to your energy. We'll get this stuff going, keep going, and get it going here. What's coming your way soon? I will look at 2 months. How's that? We'll look at November and December. We get a couple more cards that way. And all right, it's going to take me just a minute here. Okay, Phantom Punk. All right, we're going to look at November, December. I've been doing a lot of international readings the last couple days. And the time change thing is crazy. Good thing they have those converters, time converters, so I could find out what time I have to be doing a reading. Okay, November, December. All right, I'm going to grab some cards. Now, is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? we want our October back. I know I do. And the time difference. I like the time difference. What's your guys' take on it? Do you like that we fell back? Okay, I'm going to take these cards and flip them over. And let's see what we have for you. I did a reading for someone and I had told the person that they were remodeling and they got a new job and all this stuff. And then when I was done, they go, "How did you know all that?" I'm like, "Because I'm supposed to. I'm psychic." That was funny. All right. Here we go. You know what? You have this time that you're going to be kind of having time that you're really stuck, by the way. So we don't want to see that. So I'll tell you about that in a second. You have a huge card that represents you, and that's the Hangman card. That's my card of destiny. Like, okay, we're going to go through what we're supposed to. We're looking at our soul contract. We're going to bring stuff in or learn some lessons. This is a huge thing showing me that you're going through all of that stuff. Now, crossing you in temporary energy, I have a woman that is very money minded. So, probably in accounting or detail oriented person. I get that she's either on your mind or somebody that's coming in. I don't think she's in spirit. I think somebody that might be coming in importance and priority. in your life in the future. And in the future, I get you juggling money just a little bit. So I see you getting some money, but then it shows me in the future, we're like, well, let's take it here and we'll pay that and we'll take it here and do that. Make sure that when you get this money, you are manifesting for it to really grow. In the past position, I feel like you had a big change in your life, in the way you live, a big, big, good change. It's very positive. Now, when I look at November, I get a little bit of love, not a lot. Just when I get the messenger of love, romance, and good news, sometimes it's just like seeing somebody over there and you're like, oh, wow, chemistry and, type of thing, or meeting somebody. But I don't have anything coming from it, but a little bit of love here. Now, mid-November is the time I see some money coming in. So this is money somebody's paying back to you, or a refund. It could be an inheritance. It's just showing that some money's coming in for you. And so this is the one I want you to watch, because in the future, we're looking at juggling money a little bit. So a little bit of money comes in November. And we have the start more at the end of November of not seeing clearly and being stuck on a decision. This keeps us in one place, and we don't want to do that, because guess what the next card is for December? It's super stuck card. I can't do anything about this. I'm stuck. I don't see clearly. You need to get rid of this. And that would be by talking to your guides or archangels. Clear my path. Help me make a decision. Let me see clearly what's happening here, because it really is 3 weeks here of not really going anywhere. So we need to make sure we're always moving forward. When I get in the rest of December, in the middle, I feel like we're waiting for some results. We want to see what's going to happen. So we're kind of waiting and watching. That's okay. Not doing too much at that point. But I'll tell you, the end of December, the end of the year really does bring good news for you. So we do have that to look forward. And that's what I have for you, Phantom. Hi, Matty Tarot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
How are you?
I'm lovely.
Oh, I'm glad. That's great.
Lovely, lovely. Is there an echo on my end?
No.
No? Okay, good. Hi, everybody.
There.
Are you? Did we need to recenter you, Debbie?
I have to push the camera. Let me see. There. That's good enough.
Okay, wait. I also have this layout. Does this one work? Let's see. No, I like this one better.
You like that one so people could see your pendulum. If you guys have a yes or no question, please post it, and we randomly select who gets one. So Phantom just got that reading. And let's see, how was everything? I asked everybody about Halloween and all that. So now I asked if everybody's ready for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm going to put up my Christmas stuff in another
I'm ready
week.
for Thanksgiving. I'm always ready for Thanksgiving.
No.
Stay ready.
I don't know. I made a list for Thanksgiving, but I'm the one of those ones that, Thanksgiving and the Christmas tree's lit and the house is lit.
You got to, there's this, it's like my favorite video on YouTube. It's if you just type in Christmas tree, it should come up. But the person who plays, I think her name's Linda on Bob's Burgers. It's like a cartoon, Bob's Burgers. But
I know, I'm old.
The person who plays Linda used to be on YouTube, and they made a video called The Christmas Tree. And it's a guy, but he's playing this like female character, and she's got like red curly hair. And she's like a mom from Boston or from New York or whatever. And she's like, well, come over. We're going to go get the tree. And like, it's so hilarious. I'm
going to write it down.
You gotta watch it. It's so good. And it makes me laugh so hard because literally every single sentence that she says or he says in that video, those words have come out of my mother's mouth. So it just made me laugh so hard. I sent it to my mom. I was like, this is you at Christmas. This is so you. She's like, if it says tree on it, it's decorations. It needs to come down. It's so
Aw.
funny. You'll like it. It's hilarious.
Okay. If it I imagine I will laugh a lot, and I'll let you know. So, that's okay, I've got that written, so hopefully I can find it on YouTube. Oh, we got lots of people in here, that's good.
All right. I'm looking for somebody to give a reading to. Let's see.
And I will as well. Please also, only two people have give us our like or little heart love on this broadcast. That helps us go places, you guys. So please like and love this show.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, I'm gonna put this up because, like, thank you for the recognition and the validation. Maddie, your last
Well,
reading last week was so accurate. Well, I'm glad. I
and,
hope it helped you. I hope you were able to, make decisions based off
and
that.
I'm
We're actually
scrambling to find the applause.
I hope you're able to make
Moonlight.
decisions based off of
Oh,
that were actually productive and were
there.
useful to you. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Yes. It only takes me a while. Where is that? We have to go through all these music that we could play and all this, and we finally get to the applause, which is fun.
All right, I did pick somebody. Let me see.
Okay, and
Oh,
after that, I'll tell who I have.
okay. Oh, here it is.
Okay, and after that, I'm going to do Karen from New Zealand. So I'm going to mute myself and get some cards going.
All righty. All right. So, can you please ask for a suggestion on my situation? I find myself stuck in a stagnant situation, not processing. That's always difficult, honestly. But let's see if we can get some clarity for you. Usually, I could say this just off the top. Usually, when you find yourself stuck in stagnation, it is a big sign that the routine you have, the daily happenings in your life, and the circumstances that have an effect and play a part are in need of a overhaul or a complete revitalization or some sort of change needs to take place. You are feeling burnt out. That's what that is. Burnout happens to everybody, but over time, chronic burnout is something that is a problem because that becomes it can start to morph into a form of depression. So chronic burnout can start to morph into a loss of determination, a loss of motivation, a loss of drive, some depressive feelings, and then, as everyone knows, I'm sure, that can then morph and turn into thoughts of low self-deprecating thoughts, low self-esteem. It can turn into even suicidal thoughts as well. So that's a really dangerous place to be is in a state of burnout. So if you find yourself in a stagnant situation, it's definitely, and I know it seems counterproductive. I'm sorry, it seems counterintuitive because you don't feel like going out or getting, you don't feel like doing the necessary things you need to do to make those changes, right? Because you've lost that sense of hope, or that you don't have that vision, or you don't just have the capacity or the energy to carry out what is needed to make that overhaul, or you don't feel like you have the ability to. You don't feel like it's possible. You don't feel like anything can be done. So all of these things are reasons that someone may feel stuck there, and that's why it's really hard. So let's see if we can get you some clarity in regard to that. Okay, the Six of Pentacles came out here. The Six of Wands. the Knight of Voices, or the Knight of Swords. And the Page of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, you've got the Hierophant. So, hold on one second, actually. Oops, I don't know what that was. Let's... I dropped something. Oh, it was a pen. I've got my inner guidance messages. Let's see. Strength and courage. Detachment. New beginning. Just a few more. Flow. Not from progressive. Determination. And rest. So, the Six of Pentacles came out here. The Six of Pentacles talks about giving. It is giving without the expectation of receiving. It is giving to those not only less fortunate, but it doesn't have to be necessarily in a material sense. It can be, so giving, when I say giving to those less fortunate or giving to those in need, this could simply be somebody needing advice or somebody needing to just be heard. You literally sitting there and offering someone an ear without, you know, you don't, they just want someone to hear them. They kind of want to vent. That is giving. That is being of service to someone, that is helping somebody in need, right? So it can be something as simple as that, and it applies in many different ways. But the Six of Pentacles talks about giving. It is a form of giving that is not attached, again, to an expectation of receiving back. You're not doing it for some ulterior motive. You're not doing it to gain. This is, so how I'm gonna say it applies to you is that I think you would find that if you look closely, a lot of your actions that you might have determined, or you identify these actions as, I'm a nice person, I'm just generous, I'm just really giving, or I want I want people to be happy, I don't want to rock the boat, whatever it is. Those things are true. It's true. However, uncover a few layers there and you might see that there's a deeper reason as well that is also fueling these actions of yours, and it has to do with a need for maybe validation, or wanting to be liked, or wanting to be seen a certain way in someone's eyes, wanting to receive something back. And maybe it's so ingrained that you don't even know that that's happening, but you can see it when you well, yeah, you might say, oh, I did this for somebody, and well, it's because I'm a nice person. But also at the same time, you don't want that person to not like you. You don't want that person to think poorly of you. You want to impress them. Maybe it could be a variety. Again, it's a variety of things here, right? But you need to look a little deeper and see that these actions, your actions might be fueled by a desire for approval or validation, or to receive some sort of recognition. And this is tied to a sense of low value in self. And so That makes sense though, right? When we feel like if we don't feel like we have a sense of value, or that we don't have something to offer, we then go out of our way to cater to others in an attempt to gain that, or feel like we have some sort of, how do you say, standing in their life or in the involvement. So that is a major factor here. That is such an easy way to get burnt out, because you're not making any decisions truly for your happiness or truly for yourself. You're not taking your own emotions, feelings, needs into mind. You're essentially putting everybody else above you, and putting your needs to the wayside. There's a sense there's something about building strength and courage in order to gain detachment from that need. So you got to look and ask yourself, what is it about the way you think about yourself that makes you seek out this approval? And I want you to make a list. I want you to actually make a list. I want you to say, like, what happens if you don't get that? What happens if you don't get that approval? What happens if that person does think poorly of you? What's going to happen? What truly will happen? And I want you to write these things out, because I think you'll find that the real world implications and consequences of these things, you don't want to be seen poorly by this person, you don't this, that, and the other, actually don't have much weight other than the meaning you've given them. And because it fuels that already depleted view of self, it seems really big. It seems really important, right? Because think about it, when we think low of ourselves, when somebody else then maybe says something rude or says something that kind of stings, it's like it really hits deep, right? Because we already believe that. And so it then affirms that limiting or poor belief of ourselves. So you need to understand that is something that you have maybe fed into a bit. I always say it's the broken record. There's a broken record that plays, and it's our self-limiting beliefs, and everybody has one. It's our inner critic. Or I always say, when I say I'm battling my inner critic, I always call it the BITCH, that nobody invited. And I battle, and I say, like, nobody invited you here. Like, why are you weighing in at this point? Your opinion's irrelevant. Because everybody has that inner critic that kind of we tear ourselves down. We're our own worst enemy, right? I'm sure you've heard that. And it's a matter of detaching from that, because that's not actually what you think of yourself. That's what your experiences in life and the maybe uncomfortable or unpleasant moments in life, or the conflicts you've had in life, have then your emotions that you felt in those moments, or something maybe someone said, or some sort of misunderstanding that happened between you and another person, and the way you understood it and made it mean something about yourself and your identity. That's where all those thoughts come from. Because more often than not, if you ask somebody about, well, do you truly, like, do you, like, let's just make an example. Somebody says, oh, you're lazy. And then, okay, do you think you're lazy? Like, is there real world evidence that you are? Or, and maybe you're like, well, no, this person's just, they're misinformed, they're misunderstood, or they're just highly judgmental, and, they maybe aren't looking at things from an objective, subjective, no, it'd be objective, from an objective viewpoint. Okay, great. So you can see that you don't actually think that about yourself. That's not a thought that was generated from you. It's a thought that Maybe you already thought low of yourself. Somebody called you lazy, and then that inner critic started to say, yeah, you are lazy. Look, you would be this far in life if you weren't, So then you start to believe it. Anyway, what I'm getting at is if you examine these things, you'll see that the origin of them, it does not come from you, but you fooled yourself into believing them. And now it's on a repeat broken record that constantly comes up. And this is going to require some sort of the detachment is very vital. The rest is very vital. You need to kind of back up and kind of see where the root of all this is. And understand that you're on a negative feedback loop. The more you are ruminating in the thoughts, in the fact that you feel stagnant, you feel like there's no hope, you feel like this, you're playing back all the unpleasant moments, all the hurts, all the pains, all the traumas. You're playing them over and over and over again, watching that in your mind, listening, and just constantly ruminating. I mean, that if it how do I say this? If you're not watering the garden with anything that is nourishing, and that's a big problem. So you got to take a rest from that. You got to detach from that. You got to step back. You got to find the reason. And the best way to do that is to find the reason why it's happening. Find out where that came from. And when you start to see that it actually, maybe that wasn't a thought that originated in your mind. And maybe that's just how someone made you feel. And you as an adult can now say, I didn't have to feel that way because, other people's opinions of me, maybe again they're misinformed, they don't have all the information, or they've got something going on with them and they projected it. And you can start to make these separations and these discernments, right? And kind of pull away from that view, or seeing through that lens. That's very vital here for you, because there's the Page of Swords here tells me that you do have this drive in you. You do have a determination. You don't want to be where you are. You just don't know where to kind of step next and where to place your feet, where to put your footing. So unfortunately, I don't really have an answer as to where that is, but I was going to pull some charms here and see what came out there. But your crystal card says prenite. My lights are so bright I can't even. Can you see these? Prenite. Kinda, no. Anyway. I wish you could see that. If I come back more? What if I go closer? Ooh!
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Okay, so this stone is connected to spiritual beings on another plane of existence. When you're in deep meditation, I was going to say you should try to meditate and kind of connect. Don't connect with the ego and that inner critic and that voice on the surface. Connect to you got to really meditate and get out of your head and into your body, out of your mind into your body, out of your mind into your feelings. Get into the feeling. And that's where you need to start listening from, because right now your mind's going rah, 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 rah. And you've got yourself convinced that that's the truth. But when you go into deep into meditation, make sure the stone touches your third eye. It will help you visualize the spiritual plane and the beings in it. When placed under your pillow at night, it promotes dreaming. And I'm going to pull some charms here to see. Okay. What did I just say? The stethoscope. So I always say the stethoscope is listen to your heart. Get out of your head, out of your mind. The brain always is thinking because it doesn't know anything. That's why it has to think. The heart knows. So you need to get out of your mind and listen to your heart. You need to understand the pawn here, the chess piece. You need to understand that it's not the way you're viewing things right now. It's like you're playing a game with yourself, essentially. It's not real. That's not the reality of it. And there's a different way to look at things. There's a different approach. You're in a state of healing, or in need of a state of healing. The white dragonfly here is showing that you need to take time to heal. That's where the rest card also was talking about. And then the seahorse. The seahorse is I wish this would like. Hello. Anyway, the seahorse talks about getting in touch with your feminine side. It also talks about having more compassion for oneself and being a little more lighthearted. So the seahorse, what the feminine side is the masculine, the feminine. The feminine side is the empathetic, nurturing, very soft and gentle side. Your inner critic, when it's tearing you down and it's ripping you apart and telling you you're no good, or you can't do this, or you failed at it, whatever, it's saying that's not soft and gentle and sweet and comforting, right? That's not your your feminine side's not there, right, in that moment. So again, get out of the mind and into the body, and that's when you and be a little more compassionate toward yourself, and get in touch with that softer side, that nurturing side. The vision I like to, or the analogy I like to give is like how a mother would be toward their child if they were wounded. That's how you want to kind of approach yourself, instead of in that harsh, unforgiving tone that is insulting and disrespectful toward yourself, And then ultimately, the last one here, you've got the Eye of Horus. And that is to say that you are protected, and you've got a guardian watching over you. So you have to get in connection with self in order to move forward here, and to find that new beginning, and to find where your footholds are going to be. And again, what you don't see coming is the Hierophant, which is a connection to a higher power. So I do believe that if you just allow, what's the term? Let go and let God. If you just allow, I don't know if you believe in God, or whatever your higher power is, whatever it moves you in that way, you need to allow that in, and to trust that and move forward from there. Okay. That's all I have for you this evening, and I hope it helps.
Oh, that was great reading. Wonderful. I'm going to do Karen. I like your profile pic. All right. Karen, I'm going to look at November, December, and January for you. You are represented by the home card, all about the house, fixing the house up or making it more comfortable, getting a new house, whatever it is. I get this is what you're all about. I get harmony and partnership in the temporary energy crossing over you. That can mean that you're thinking of, a partnership you're in, or something's coming in for you in the future. Now, your future card does show me that you're going to have some stuff built up. You're doing stuff a certain way, and you're going to be ready to leave it behind and go in another direction. So I do see that going on in 2025. This is a good thing when we know when to, leave something, we're done, and let's go on to the new stuff. I do get the Queen of Pentacles here in the past position. This can be you or someone else. Money-minded female. This person usually has a theme of money in their lifetime, or they can be very detail-oriented in the work that they do. But again, this can be someone that was in priority recently, or it could be you. Now, when I look at November, you have huge card here. We have the card of transformation and living differently, a really positive change, but a big change in your life. Almost like living a different lifestyle. So we have a transformation where you do something different, and you get to experience this new path. I get mid to end of November. I do feel like there's something unexpected that comes in. It has to do actually with you facing fears, and I see that you're going to get something you want, and also a celebration or a party. But I feel like it's unexpected, but it really contains really great things for you. So, very good for November. Um, when we're looking at mid to end of November. In December, I see a brand new start for you. I also feel like when we get closer to January 1st, you are really sitting down and reassessing your life. What goals do I have? What desires do I have? And this sometimes we were writing our list for the new year of resolutions. I feel like you're going to be looking ahead to what kind of future you want going into this brand new year. And that's very positive. When I get to January, I do get this counseling card or getting advice card. So sometimes this means that you can be helping others, but I really do feel like this is the time to make sure you're ready to make these decisions for these new goals that are coming ahead for you and manifesting as well. So I really do feel like if you talk to people about, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking about doing in 2025, and get people giving their opinions to you, you're going to be able to solidify your decisions to start off the year. And I think it's really great. They are telling me no matter what's happening in January, to do know that you are blessed, you are going to have success over a lifetime. Feel like everything will be good. I feel like money will be good. So no matter what's going on here, we have that we know is in place on your path in this lifetime. And that's what I have for you, Karen.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I've chosen somebody, but let me see. Hold on.
When I choose the next person, I'll put that in the comments, guys. So watch the comments. Repost if we didn't get to, repost your request.
Mandalina. That reminds. Is it a man? Is a mandolin a mandala? No, wait. Is a mandala? What's a mandolin? Is a mandolin a thing?
A mandolin is an instrument of music.
It's an instrument. Okay, and then like a mandala.
Mandalina.
Mandela is a person, right? Nelson Mandela. But what is the
Well,
thing?
it's also a pattern.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. It's also a thing, right? Okay, a pattern, right? Like the it's like a fractal pattern, right? Kind of.
And they have all different kinds of ones that
There's a
they
bunch of different
make.
kinds. Okay,
People
okay.
have coloring books of them too.
Yeah, I have some. I have some. So I was like, I can't believe I'm not remembering the name, but I was correct. So Mandela's. Anyway, Mandalina reminds me of that.
It's a beautiful name.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's see. She said, it's Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so she says, hi, everyone. New here. I've been extremely stressed out. Extremely stressed out in a live-in relationship. Back in 2023, I sensed infidelity with a coworker. I don't have anything concrete to prove it. He denies. That's always a hard one. And actually, I should say it this way. That always feels like a hard one. But I'll say this. That one's easy. So it really comes down to this, Amanda. Well, actually, let me start with this by saying it this way. You have a lot of fear here, but you're also hopeful. So I want you to look at that, and I want you to see this. You, in the face of this perceived tragedy, in the face of this hurt, in this pain, and maybe in the face of some of the poor behavioral qualities that this person's exhibited, or maybe the disrespect they've showed toward you, you still remain hopeful. You still remain that smiling, pleasant person. You still have that love. That counts for something. I want you to, a lot of times we think when we get hurt by somebody, or something happens in such a way where somebody wasn't able to respect us, or they didn't, they didn't, they weren't able to appreciate our value, or the value of us in their life. When things like that happen, a lot of times we'll take the fact that we were kind to them, that we gave so much, that we were generous, that we still had hope, and we'll turn it into this negative thing where we're like, wow, I'm stupid, or wow, I can't believe. And that's so backwards, because one of the strongest things somebody can do is, in the face of fear, in the face of pain, in the face of somebody trying to maybe tear them down, or make a fool of them, is to show love, and is to rise above that and be the bigger person, take the higher road, and still remain vulnerable, because vulnerability is one of the strongest things someone can do. It's the reason, actually, why you see so many people, the fake, like, I'm good, I don't need that, that doesn't bother me, I don't give a F, like, that's a telltale sign that that person's obviously not being vulnerable, and obviously they do care. So don't believe that in for a second. And that's not strength, that's detachment, and that's fooling oneself. You are exhibiting true strength when you're vulnerable, and you remain open, and you remain willing, and you remain loving in the face of such things. So I want you to recognize that and give yourself a pat on the back, essentially, or remind yourself how that's true strength that you are exhibiting. So that's one. Two, here, you need to look at the bigger picture, and you need to take a leadership role in your life. This is your life, nobody else's. So you, as much as this one hit me like a ton of bricks, actually, when I came to the realization, as much as we want to say, A, B, C had an effect on me or my circumstances, and I'm in this position because of this, or this happened to me because of this. As much as we want to say that, and as much as it might even be true in some cases, ultimately we are all responsible for where we are in life, no matter the hand of cards we were dealt. Because here's the unfortunate part, and it's just the reality of the world. The world is not totally fair. The world is not totally equal. Equality does not exist across the board, but each and every individual person is responsible for where they go from that point. From the point of, okay, you may not have dug the hole you're in, but at some point you choose to continue laying in it, or you choose to get up out of it. And that's on you. No one else is going to come along and pull you out of that hole. I'm not saying you're in a hole. I'm saying it's an analogy, and I hope you get what I'm saying. But you got to look at the bigger picture. You got to take a leadership role, because you're the one with the ability to create here. And you have to ask yourself, have I created? Am I happy? Am I happy? Am I able to? Because here's the thing with, you say you don't have anything concrete to prove it. So it comes down to trust. Do you trust this person? Or do you want to trust them? Do you actually trust them, or do you want to trust them? If it's more of a matter of you want to, but you don't, well, then you need to understand that that's going to slowly eat away at you over time. And that's something that you need to find out how to address if you're willing to stay in a situation like that and let that eat away at you and let that corrode the relationship slowly and painfully. Or if you're going to rip the Band-Aid off and get on with it. Because if there's no trust, there's no cornerstone of the foundation, and that foundation will crumble. And that's it's one of the, I would say, trust and communication pretty much hold up a relationship. And if one of those breaks, that's a really big sign that it's just on its way downhill. It's a matter of time. So you have to ask yourself, are you happy with what is? Do you see effort? Do you see the needle moving? Is the communication there? Are there, because there's it's like, there's a difference between, I'm not saying it's all going to happen in one conversation. There's a difference between, okay, we try to talk about it and we just can't. It's just never something we can talk about. That's just an untouchable thing. And, it always turns into a fight. Or does it, like, maybe you guys just haven't gotten it down yet? And yeah, but there's the needles moving and there's some progression there and there's some sort of effort being made and slowly reaching an understanding and coming, being able to get through that conversation. Sometimes that happens and I don't see anything wrong with that, but there's a huge difference between that and just going around the never-ending merry-go-round or emotional roller coaster circus of shenanigans and just utter, you know what I mean? So identify which one is happening in your relationship. And it really comes down to, Amanda, are you willing to accept less than what you want for yourself? I know you're devoted. I know you have this devotion toward to this person. But don't rob yourself of your own joy remaining devoted to somebody that you wished would have been able to show up differently for you. Okay. What you don't see coming here is the Chariot. So I'm seeing that you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this situation. You're going to come out on top. You're going to have some sort of breakthrough. I don't know if it's with this person. I'm going to pull a couple more cards. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. You don't trust him. You're staying in a situation that's slowly depleting you and eating away at you and and it's harder, and it becomes harder and harder. And it robs you a little more of yourself and your light every day. You need to take the necessary measures to protect yourself. You need to find the strength to take the necessary measures to protect yourself. And because the reason you're not doing that is because you don't actually believe in that highly of yourself. And so you need some time alone to, I wish it would show up, to empower self. Because right now you've given all your power to this person in hopes of holding on to a dream that you had. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're never going to see that dream come true if you don't do what you need to do for you. I mean, that's just so it doesn't matter whether he did or didn't, because you said you don't have concrete evidence to prove it. And just continuing to let it eat away and let it fester is not only destroying you, but also destroying the relationship and destroying the communication. And the bottom line is you don't feel secure. And the communication channels between the two of you are not open in a way that allows you to get that security and to get that reassurance from him. And if he's, I'll say this, a person who didn't do anything is willing to talk about it, at least some, right? So if in the beginning when you brought it up, he was communicative about it, was really open, was really transparent, was willing to like give you that reassurance, to show you that there's nothing to worry about. And then he became upset over time about the topic because he continually provided you with the transparent answers and that reassurance, and continually proved to you that there's nothing. Well, then, yeah, I can see how that might make a person become angry over time of like, you don't even, how long are we going to stay here and on this, right? I've already proven this to you. So that kind of shift is a likelihood that he might be innocent. But if he's always been like, you're tripping, you're crazy, it turns into a conflict, he flips it back on you and your insecurities, and he doesn't show you any hard evidence, proof, or he's not open and transparent about anything, that's a very strong indication that he's guilty. So I'll leave you with that. I hope it helped, and that's all I have for you this evening.
Wow. That happened to me. And the phone rang, and it was like getting kicked in the stomach. It got me in the stomach, and I went, "Oh." And then as I heard his voice talking to her, I knew. I go, "Oh, it's over." I know where this is going.
It happened to me too. It's not a good feeling at all.
No.
Yeah, not at all.
I always can feel it in my abdomen, just like getting punched. Always protected. I'm doing you next. I posted that. But you know what? I love these questions. I really do. When like, what does somebody think about me? I love to do them. They come out really good. But this is a question you're going to have to ask at another time, because overwhelming when I put your cards out and I took a whole bunch more. The other side wants you to be aware of some things, of who's coming down your path to help you. I was just sitting here going, okay, all right, okay. So ask that again on another day, because let me tell you about the first 4 cards. You're all about getting a wish come true. You have that great card of manifesting. I really, really, really want something. You have a man crossing over you in temporary energy. I get that he has a justice theme in this lifetime, a sense of what's right and wrong. Also, can be physically fit, or just strong opinions, strong personality, intelligent. I get really good things from this guy. So, but right now they're just showing me temporary energy crossing over you. I get that you should manifest in the future, because I really think that you could do really well doing that. It shows me that you've been waiting for some money to come in. So I'm going to tell you something about that. They're showing me about an idea coming in, a really good one that's going to make a big change for you, put you in a different direction. I get that you're going to go real fast with this idea, and it comes from a very ambitious female that's very good in business. Okay. Watch out for her, because this is really good. Again, on your path, you have a money minded woman that's going to help you with money, give you good financial advice. And what changes is money will come in on a regular basis with the potential to grow. Watch for her. Then you have a money-minded male that steps in with intellectual property, with a money-making idea, and it might be to make a product. It might be to go into a business where you could really make money with this. So he knows about money, listen to him. And it is about an invention or product or intellectual property. Okay. So look for those people. So I again asked them, I wanted to connect to this guy on your mind. And they said, well, you got to tell this. I really feel like there's going to be something that comes in that causes you to sit down and really go over, pardon me, what you want out of life. I think it's a big thing. And I feel like we have a reason to celebrate here. I feel there's so much success here for you and a lot of hard work. Now, they show me the teacher, the mentor. So, this can be somebody that helps you on this path, or this is what you're supposed to do. It shows me of this happy card, success in this, working hard for this. Then they show me someone that can give a good advice or show somebody to do how to do something. So I really feel like this may be you, but here's your hint on that. So you have people to watch to come in. I feel like you're being set up for a success. You're being set up for something really big and a big change. Even I don't have that card where I went, oh, you have this big change coming. You're going to sit down and you're really going to figure out what you want, and you're going to go on this path. So you're getting these messages from your guides tonight instead of about this guy that you have on your mind, which I'd happy to do it at another time. But that's what I have for you. And I just love your name, always protected. And here it's like you have this guardian right there. I love that. And that's what I have for you tonight.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you. Wonderful message. Don't we all want those? Oh, somebody's come in and help you this and that, and then that one's going to do this. Very, very good.
So I see somebody with a yes, no question, and I want to take it. That's why I had my pendulum going. So hold on one second, because I asked 4 questions, and I'm writing them down because I wanted to remember. So okay. So I just want to let you know right up front that the pendulum said no to all of these questions that I'm about to say. So I'm just going to angle this again. Okay, so I said, with you on my mind and your question on my mind, and you obviously thinking of this person, I said, did he realize the intention was to be funny? And it started swinging no, like it is now. Did he realize the intention was to be funny? No. Did he find it inappropriate? No. So it's not that he didn't really realize what your intention was, but he also didn't necessarily find it inappropriate. So it's not like he was like offended or anything. Does this, and then I asked, does he reciprocate the same feelings as you have for him back toward you? Unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate because I don't know the exact situation, but I do believe. Okay, now it's doing this thing where it's going sideways, but it's also wobbling front and backward. This person does not reciprocate the same feelings back toward you, but this they might on some level, but it's not in the way that you want it. It's not the vision you have. And this person also really is just, I don't feel like would be very good for you in any way. If that was what you were thinking or hoping for. And my last question was, should you send another message explaining yourself? It said no. No, don't do that. Because it's kind of like that thing where it's like, sorry, let me fix this. It's like when you're trying to talk and people aren't engaging or giving you the time of day, or they're not hearing you, or they're not valuing what you have to say, or really paying any mind to it, stop talking. Because any further communication from you only serves to it only shows how much you not only don't value your own words and the things you have to say, but it kind of you take another blow, because like I think we've all been there. Have you ever I'm not going to say this is not how this person's feeling about you, but I'm going to use this as an example because it kind of gets the point across. So again, this is not how this person is feeling about you, but have you ever had somebody like that you just don't want to talk to, like continually sending you something, or like they're like, you didn't respond the first time and now they're sending a thing again? You're like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm sure we've all been there, right? Again, that's not how this person's feeling, and that's not the case here, but it gets the point across of like, it doesn't do any good for you. So don't send another message explaining yourself, because there's always the possibility that person might just be busy. They've had a long day. Maybe they just, I'll say it myself. My text messages, I have like, it ranges sometimes anywhere from 100 to 300. Like it's just crazy. My phone, I don't read all of them. and some sit for weeks, and there's some people I've just never responded to, but I have no ill will toward any of these people. I don't think poorly of them. I don't have there's nothing that I wouldn't wish anything bad for them, and I don't have anything against them, or even if I were to see them in person, I wouldn't be like trying to avoid them, or like not I'd probably actually bring up the fact that like, oh my gosh, I saw you texted me a long day, and I just completely didn't respond, and I hope you I want you to know it wasn't personal. So yeah. Debbie's saying me too. Yeah. No,
No, you do that to me.
I do that I do it to her. See, I do it to Debbie, you guys. No, I literally do it to everybody. And so it's not a matter of what I think of the person. It's a matter of again, it's something going on in me. I have trouble keeping up with some things because I am just a person that is go usually. But anyway, my point is, don't send another message explaining yourself. It's not necessary. You're going to see this person in person, and if it comes up then at that time, then great. But I don't think you need to. I just wouldn't touch it. Okay, let it be what it is, and go from there. And if this person doesn't give you the time of day, or doesn't value that, or doesn't participate or engage in any way, then understand that there's a message being communicated there. It's just not being verbally communicated to you. And so, and take that for what it is. Okay. Don't try to force something, because that'll only end up hurting you. There are people, and this is for everybody. There are people that love us, and they want to hear everything we have to say, and they want to do all the things, and they want to, and then there's people that just don't. And it just is what it is. It's not anything we need to take personally. And it might hurt sometimes. We may really want that person to like us. We may really want, but, and they don't. And like, yeah, of course, that kind of hurt, that can hurt. But you just got to go find your people, because there's people out there that will absolutely adore you, and just they'll want you to never stop talking. So, I found mine. His name's Michael. No, but no, but
I took a card for July Cancer,
okay.
and it just says, "Don't worry about it. Just
Yeah,
let it go.
exactly. I wouldn't worry
Don't
about
even
it.
worry about it."
That's essentially what I'm, and all these words I'm saying, that's true. What I'm trying to say is like, don't even stop ruminating on it. Stop thinking.
Yeah.
Don't give
No.
it the time of day, because you're, again, the mind knows nothing. That's why it has to think. And when you get into these loops, they can start to go south, and get really detrimental, and do a lot of damage when it wasn't even necessary. And just let it blow over, and just go, uh, let it be what it is, essentially.
Well, we are a bit over our hour right now.
All right, you guys. Oh, 1:11 at 11. Oh my gosh, right when I looked at the clock, it was 1:11 and 11 seconds.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no, no,
love
no, no, no,
I
no.
love that. I love when that happens.
Anyway,
Mm.
thank you so much for joining us, and everyone for supporting. We really appreciate it. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to play a quick little snippet video of my QR code. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can scan this code, and I do a lot more than just tarot readings, so you can check it out here. But thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a lovely evening, and we'll see you on Wisdom Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Bye, you guys. Bye.
Bye.